everyone, it's Sarah with talktoCanada.com. Today we're going to talk about some common English heteronyms. Heteronyms are words with the same spelling but different pronunciation and different meanings. And today we'll be talking about a list of heteronyms that I find are very confusing, especially for ESL or EFL students. So we'll start off with the word close or close. So just to make it clear, this is the word. This is close or close. This is how it's spelled, but what's in blue is how we pronounce it. So I wrote it in blue for you to see how the two different words are spelled the same way, but we pronounce them differently and have different meanings, as you can see, verb or adjective. Okay? So that's the only thing. Be careful. This is not how you spell close. This is how you pronounce it. This is how you spell it. This is the real word. Real word, fake words. Okay? All right. So close. The first one, close, has a lot of emphasis on the S sound. Close means near, not far. For example, my house is close to the mall. Whereas close is a verb and it means shut or the opposite of open. So please close the door when you leave. Okay? So close. Next one, live or live. So here we have live, which is a verb, and it's very much the same as reside, like the meaning. So for example, I live in the city, or I live in a rural area, or whatever. But it's a verb and it's live. Whereas this one is live. So you say it like you say live. It's an adjective and it means it's the same as, something happening at that moment. So for example, I was interviewed on live TV, or there is live music at the restaurant. It means that there's somebody at the restaurant who actually plays the music at that time that you're sitting and eating. It's not like some stereo system. Okay? So live and live. Next, alternate or alternate. The first one, alternate, is a noun and it means a different option. So, for example, we have an alternate plan if this one doesn't work. Ha 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 ha. Okay, alternate, noun. Next one, alternate. Alternate is a verb and it means to switch between two things back and forth. So, for example, I alternated between using the red pen and then using the black pen. So that means that I wrote with the red pen and then I wrote another line with the black pen and then went back to the red pen and then back to the black pen. And I just kept switching between them. Next word, content or content. Okay, so again, both are spelled this way, but this is how we say them. Content. So there's more emphasis on the the first part of the word here. Content. This is a noun and it just means information or objects that are held in something else. So for example, the police officer checked the contents of my car. Okay? It means he checked what is inside of my car. Content, on the other hand, there is a lot of emphasis on the next part of the word, so the tent part. So this one we go through it really fast. Content. There's a lot of emphasis on that. And basically it's an adjective and it just means satisfied or happy. So for example, I was content to be reunited with my husband. Simple. Next one. This one is really confusing, so be careful, but we'll take it step by step. Desert or dessert. So here, desert is a noun. There's emphasis on the de part of the word, and then it is pronounced like a Z. Desert. Okay, and it's a noun, and it means basically it's a very dry area of land, usually contains sand. Okay, so for example, it's hard to find water in the desert, or there's a lot of desert areas in the Middle East, for example. Dessert. Dessert is also pronounced with it like a Z. The S is pronounced like a Z. There's more emphasis on the next part of the word, so the zert part. So dessert, like that. It's a verb, and it means to abandon or leave without coming back. So, for example, he deserted his children when they were young. Now be careful, because dessert, the way that we say it, there's another word, dessert, which means to eat something probably sweet, usually after a meal, like ice cream or cake. That kind of dessert is not spelt this way. It's spelt with two S's. So don't confuse the two. This one means abandon. The other one means yummy, sweet stuff after a meal. Okay? So just be careful. Next one. Dove or dove. The first dove is a noun, and it is a type of bird. So, for example, white doves are beautiful. Dove. You may also know a brand of soap that's called Dove, and it's referring to that white bird that you see on the label probably. It smells really nice, by the way. I love their products. Anyhow, so that's the first dove meaning. The second one, dove. So it sounds very much like an O in there. Okay, dove. And dove is a verb. It's the past tense of dive. And dive, like, you know, when you're swimming, you're like, oh, diving. So he dove into the swimming pool. All right. Next, lead or led. Oh, goodness. Lead. Lead is a verb, and it means to direct or show the way, okay, or be the leader. So, can you lead me to the bathroom? Means, can you direct me? Can you show me the way? Okay. Whereas lead is a type of metal, and it's a noun. So, for example, these coins are made of lead. Okay. Don't forget, the blue section is just how to pronounce them. They are not actually spelt this way. They are spelt like what's written in black. Okay, be careful. Next one, minute or minute. First, minute. Minute is a noun, and it's a period of time. Usually 60 seconds. Well, always 60 seconds. A minute is 60 seconds. So, you know, for example, oh, I'll be there in a minute. Okay? Minute. Minute is an adjective, and it means something that's really, 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 really small. So there were very minute differences between the two cars. It means there was hardly any difference, very small differences. Okay? Next one. Polish or polish. Polish, well, the first one, we'll go with polish. Polish it can be a noun or a verb. So, for example, can you polish those shoes, please? Polish it. Polish your shoes. Okay? That's how we use it as a verb. Whereas polish as a noun, for example, the shoe polish is on the table. Here, polish is used as a noun. And it's pronounced polish. 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 It's pretty cool. Okay, Next one, Polish. Polish is an adjective, and basically it's well, you know, Poland. It means someone who is from Poland. So for example, the Polish lady spoke to me today. It's an adjective, and it just means that that lady is from Poland. All right, next. Tear or tear. Let's see. Tear is a noun. That's a tear. When, you know, the water that comes out of your eyes when you're sad, or sometimes when you're happy. The baby's tears were all over the place. Actually, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Her tears were dripping on the floor. Tear is another way to say this word. Tear, and it just means like rip. He was tearing the papers all over the place. He hated all the papers. Okay? Or I'm going to tear your shirt apart. Okay? If I'm really mad and I don't want you to wear it. Okay? So tear is a verb. It's to, you know, this action. Pew or ch, like that. Usually people do it when they're mad or when they're trying to get rid of some garbage. Last one, separate or separate. So separate is an adjective. Separate is a verb. So for example, separate, I used 2 separate rooms for the interview. Okay? So it means different. 2 different. Okay? So I could have said I used 2 different rooms for the interview, or I used 2 separate rooms for the interview. Whereas separate, that's how you say it. It's a verb, and it means to, I guess, divide something. Okay? So to separate, can you please separate the white clothes from the colored clothes so that we can do the laundry, for example. So those are the most common heteronyms that some of my students have trouble with, and I hope this lesson helped you. Thank you for watching. Again, it's Sarah with talktoCanada.com, and tune in to the rest of my videos.